Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Business Spotlight. Today, you're going to learn what do bail bonds, commercial insurance, and music production have in common. You're going to hear the entrepreneurial story of Chuck Brown, based in Columbus, Ohio. So, first, let me introduce myself. I'm Todd Rodden. I'm a certified business and executive coach. I own Aspire Action Coach, based here in Southwest Ohio. We're thrilled to have you join us today on the Spotlight series. If you haven't had the opportunity, I encourage you to hit subscribe so you can receive future messages like the great message you're going to hear from a lifelong entrepreneur with Chuck Brown. So, without further ado, Chuck Brown, welcome to the Business Spotlight. Curious to learn more about your businesses and kind of your stories as an entrepreneur. So, how'd you get started? And tell us a little bit about your lines of business.
Well, I kind of grew up in the business. My dad was also a bail bondsman, and my mother has been an insurance agent for over 40 years. And then the music part of it comes in also through family. My grandfather was an upright bass player with bands all throughout Cleveland, Ohio for years. And he's also a pianist and my mother was a jazz vocalist as well, and my father actually did a lot of. He had a couple groups. He had a record label called Saru Records, and then he had some groups under that label, um, the Ponderosa Twins and a couple other ones. He actually recently one of his songs was used by Kanye West in one of his songs, and he's been receiving royalties from that for the past couple of years.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah. Rest in peace to my dad. He just passed here
I'm sorry.
in January. But yeah, this everything that I do is based on family. The bail bond business I'm actually a third generation bondsman. So we've been around for about 80 years. My uncle, um, Edward Brown, he started the business. He actually has got a book that he wrote too. I should have went and got it
Yeah.
and showed it to you. But uh, there's a book that he has out, The Life of a Bail Bondsman.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's how it happened.
And then you talked a little bit more. You've also got the commercial insurance business as well, right?
Yeah, the commercial insurance that goes along with my mom being an agent for over
Mhm.
40 years. And I kind of specialize in commercial insurance just because I know a lot of people that, have dump trucks and construction companies and things like that. So it kind of fit right in to what I wanted to do. I don't want, the tedious little stuff, the house, insurance, the car insurance, little stuff like that. I'd rather tackle a little something a little heavier. That's why I got into commercial, and I like it.
Okay. And you were sharing with me, particularly the bail bondsman business, that you're spread out. You have agents across Ohio, right? Many locations there, right? If
Oh
you,
yeah, we're in Cleveland, Columbus, Elyria, Akron, Canton. So I'm trying to expand a little further. We got Delaware, Ohio as well. So I have agents there as well. Oh, I forgot to put Summerfield on my list
okay.
because we register every year with the courts. And that's the time is right now. By April 1st, I have to have all my agents registered at all the courts. So this week I'll be putting packets together and sending them everywhere throughout the state.
Mhm. So, and I think for many of our viewers, bail bondsman business, that's probably a unique business that many may not know a lot about. So, maybe talk through like how do you acquire customers in that line of business?
Well, you got to think we got branches of government, and one of those branches of government is the criminal the system. I mean, there's judges, lawyers. This business has to thrive. I mean, it's a part of the fabric of our country. Um, so we come in and we go as far back as like Billy the Kid and things like that.
Yeah.
Uh, bounty hunters and things have been around for as long as the country has almost. So when it comes to bonds, I mean, it's just, it's a part of the system. So we got crime that happens, and then everybody that gets arrested, um, they have to, they're allowed to get bonded out. A lot of the bonds that we do All right, so let me break it down. So we do surety bonds, which is a guarantee that this person is going to show up to court. And if they don't, we'll pay the full face amount of the bond if we can't find the person. So say $100,000 bond goes bad, can't find the person. That money is going to be paid out of my pocket, 100 grand. And that's the guarantee that we have with the courts. So versus a 10% bond where you can go and pay the court the money, nobody's responsible for the appearance. So they could just go off and not ever come back. So we are officers of the court, and we guarantee appearances for people who've committed crimes.
So then
That's
how do you then whether it's build the right relationships then to get connected
acquire.
to those customers, right?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of nowadays with the internet. That's the marketing strategy is, I mean, it's really crazy. You have people probably spending $20,000 a month trying to stay on top, but a lot of it's reputation based. I do a lot of posting of social media, little things that I've had made up by companies that help me out with my SEO, which is search engine optimization, and Google Maps and things like that. Prior to the internet, you had the phone book,
Yeah.
so you do ads in there, or you get listed. Uh, Also, I think I was the first bondsman in Ohio to do billboards. So back in the day, I had billboards all over Columbus and in Cleveland. Uh, and then that caught on. Other people started doing it after they saw me doing it. So that was one thing we did too to get business. But it's reputation building based. And over the years, I mean, our name's been around 80 years, the Brown name. I'm a third generation business, so it's been around for a long time, and I have been blessed and happy to keep it going. The legacy continues.
So let's build on it a little more. What do you think separates you from the other providers that are out there?
Um, you know, I'm just real down to earth, and I'm just a decent person. I don't have any I stand high on ethics and integrity, and I just, try to do good business. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of people out there that can do it, but when it comes to experience, longevity, uh, and integrity, we have it. I mean, we've been here over 80 years in the state. So we just try to hold that legacy strong, and we just keep on going as
So
much as possible.
I said you 30 years in the business. You've seen lots of twists and turns
Oh man.
in the road, man. So share with us like one big past challenge that you had to overcome, and what did you learn from that?
Uh, the challenge of creating the new system with the marketing that's going on and trying to stay afloat and be seen has been pretty difficult. I've had different companies helping because our business, you can't do ads. We can't do ads. We're not allowed to do ads on Google or anything like that because of the type of business that we have. I don't know why, but they just, we're not allowed to have ads. So it makes it harder for us to be seen or, get business. So you have to just really persevere and go after it. I mean, I've been with 4 different companies. I finally found a guy. It took all these years, I'm telling you, just to try to climb up and be seen. I'm there, but ranking is, where you want to be at the top. Uh, but we do pretty well. And the fact that it just was hard to get somebody to be honest with you. You have companies out here, they'll tell you they'll do this, they'll do that. And then, you're asking like, where are the results? So I finally found a guy named John, and he's just been very helpful. He's been transparent, and I couldn't ask for a better situation right now.
So in particular, what did that help solve for you? Well, I mean,
It
what?
just helped solve the knowledge that I needed to understand how the optimization works and how the ranking works and what you have to do to stay, in competition with all these other people. I mean, there's probably people spending $20,000 a month trying to stay at the top of the list, you know, and I'm in my head, I'm like, I don't think it costs that much, but you just have to post, you have to stay on top of your game, and you got to be, present, and you have to do it. There's work involved in it, in every aspect of it, the marketing part of being a bail bondsman, along with people running on bond, and you having to go find them and put them back in jail and things like that. There's a ton of facets to this business, a ton of them.
So that was a little bit of a look back, a challenge you had to overcome, and
Yeah.
you shared, hey, you went through several different providers before you found somebody you're comfortable with. What's a current challenge you have out in front of you as you think through 2025?
Uh, Finding people. See, you know, we have a service, and you want honest people to come and have your service. You have to underwrite very well. People have to qualify to sign for bonds, and a lot of times you run into people who are just not so truthful and honest, and then you have to, so say somebody runs on bond, and then you get somebody who's not helpful that came to get your service, and they don't want to help you when the person doesn't show up to court. So you have to go and have different resources to go and find these people without their help. You know what I mean? And that's a challenge. That's a to be able to find someone without the help of the people who came to help to get them out is like a needle in a haystack. But I've been able to over the years. I mean, eventually everybody gets caught. You keep at it, you keep at it, you keep at it, and things happen. I mean, I've had situations where I didn't think the person could be caught. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to lose 50 grand or something like that. And then something happens. And then, by the grace of God, I always come out on top, man. I really, gotta have some I have to give it up to God for a lot of the things that I've been through in life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And persevered. I mean, telling you, if I didn't have faith, man, I think, I wouldn't it'd be over.
Yeah. So, interesting, corollary. A lot of businesses have kind of their production shop or their back room that they really have to make sure is sound to protect the bottom line of the business. You have
Right.
this when somebody runs, right, right? And
Yeah.
I'm curious. So, what tools do you have at your disposal to solve for that? To get them found?
There's a ton of programs that you can use, Delve Point, some other things for tracing and finding people. There are a ton of things to do. But just over the years, I've learned how to go in, find out, past cases these people had, or look at different addresses from things that are previous, or I'll search out one of their family members and try to find addresses. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get information. And over the years, I've been pretty good at finding out the things that I need through those things like tracers, programs like that we're allowed to use because we're bondsmen, and it gives you a lot more information than you can just find on the internet without using those things. Yeah, so they come in really handy. And I mean, me and my experience, just how to go about getting a person as well. It's a lot of element of surprise that I use versus just coming out and trying to go at somebody and arrest them. I kind of sit on people a lot and wait for them to move and make a mistake. Go to the store or something like that, and you catch them off guard. And that's the best way to do it.
Okay. Very intriguing. Very intriguing. So I'm curious, what's your vision? You've been doing this for, several decades now, but what's your vision long term? If you look, I don't know, 5, 10 years from now, where do you want the businesses to be at?
5 or 10, from 10 years from now, I'm 54. Hopefully in 10 years, I can retire. As far as the business is concerned, I'm trying to build it up here to maybe acquisition later, or who knows? Maybe I'll run into somebody who will take it over and I can retire and they can run it and I'll just get a portion of the proceeds or something like that. But hopefully in the next 10 years, I can build this thing up to another level. I also not just do local bail bonds, I have wholesale agents as well. So I'm in a position where I can take somebody else who has their own bail bond company and I can put them under my umbrella and give them a pretty good rate uh, that they can make a lot more money than they might be under the company that they're with. And so there's insurance companies that we deal with that we have to get these, they're called powers of attorney, which we give to the court to say if this person doesn't show and we don't get them within the allotted time, we're going to pay you the face amount of the bond. So these insurance companies, over the years, I built up relationships with them. And the rates that I pay from being a bondsman so long and being in business, I just get a better deal. And that deal I can pass on to other companies. So I have an agent in Maryland, and I also have another bond company in Warren, Ohio, and another friend of mine that has this company in Cleveland. He'll be coming on with me soon. So yeah, I'm going wholesale with the business and building it on that level as well as the retail.
Okay. So that'll allow you, because right now you got this really strong core in Ohio, but that could allow you to expand more
Yes.
broadly across the country as well, right?
Yeah. And I'm trying to do that too. I mean, luckily and like we were talking about earlier, I have 10 agents, and luckily I'm pretty good with people. You know what I mean? I'm a decent person. I'm, fair, and I don't, ask for too much. I just want honesty, and it builds relationships with people. And it's weird. I have an array of agents that work for me. White, black, older, younger. I have, women that work for me. So yeah, and we're all cool. Everybody's pretty good. I think I'm pretty good. I can't say boss. I'm just a good administrator. You
So,
know,
so how do you find those folks, right? I mean, finding talent right now is a challenge for almost every business. I'm curious in
it's
yours.
weird. Some people, I used to go out and recruit people, and after doing that, I found out when you go find people, a lot of the times their interest isn't yours; it's theirs. When you go find them, and then they end up stabbing you in the back. So I've had agents I went and found, put in the business, and they turn around on me and run off and go somewhere else, which is weird. It was like, I don't know if they were jealous or whatever it was. It was just weird how a lot of people that I put in this business turn their backs on me. But then after going through that, I sat, and me and being in business so long, I sat and I just waited on people to come to me, and it happened. That's how a lot of
Okay.
it's weird. I mean, a lot of the people that are with me, they came to me. One person, I mean, I did recruit a couple people from other places, but the majority of the people that I have, it's weird. They just came out of nowhere, or they've been referred to me, and they're still with me. I have agents that have been with me 20 years. Yeah,
Oh, 20 years. Outstanding. So, well, everyone's other business owners are envious that, hey, you found a way to attract,
yeah,
the talented, in your case, agents, but, basically, employees,
yeah. They
into
get
your
envious.
fold.
I don't know why. I'm not flamboyant. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all flashy or anything. I don't know. People are just people. But I found that if you let them come to you, they need you. If you go find somebody, they don't necessarily need you. You're trying to get them to come over so you can
Right.
like need them. But when it turns around, when somebody needs you, it's better a relationship than you needing them.
So how do you
It's
get them to stay? Would have been, I mean, it's one thing attracting them in, but then to stay. You mentioned, hey, 20 years, in one
yeah.
example. Yeah.
Well, like I'm not greedy, and I give them opportunities to make money. You can have my phone lines. You have the phones. I'll give you my phones so you can make money off them when the phone rings. If I give you my phone lines, they're going to ring to your phone and you're going to be, getting business. And I do that in all the cities that I'm in. I call my agents all the time and give them bonds when they come through my phone because I can't be everywhere. So there's opportunity here for money to be made. And, I'm pretty good at kind of what was the word that I use? I kind of administer these things out to my agents on a regular basis. Like my Warren guy, I set up a whole system for him. He has all the calls. It's on, Google when it says Chuck Brown, Larry Warren, but he is the agent. He gets all the business there. In Delaware, same thing. Elyria, in Cleveland. When I get phone calls, I give them to my agents. Yeah, I make some money off of it, but the majority, and I give good rates too. My agents make good money. Yeah.
So how you've grown to 10 agents now, so, a very dispersed team geographically. How have you grown and changed as a leader during that process?
Wow. Yeah. It's just made me more humble. It's made me more humble, and as I get older, it just gives me a little more understanding about life and how that you need people in your life to get to where you want to go. You just do. I mean, you can't do it all by yourself. So when I go see my agents, I either take them to lunch. I treat them well. I mean, I treat them like friends. I don't treat them like they're employees. I treat all my agents like they're friends of mine, and I give them access to me. You know what I mean? 100%. I don't. You know, yeah, that's the biggest part. They have access to me 24 hours.
So I'm curious, again, lifelong entrepreneur. So we shared, you were born into entrepreneurship from legacy
Yeah.
from your family as well. As you look back, what do you think, and maybe you've hit on a couple of these, but what do you think have been your keys to success that hey, you want to make sure that somebody who's newer in their journey as an entrepreneur could take note of?
Yeah, I would just say just be honest, and don't be greedy about what you think. And it's going to take time to get where you want to go. Patience is very important, and understanding. My younger days, I was a hothead, like a lot of people, growing up trying to figure out life. But as you get older, you just you kind of take a step back and you just create a situation for yourself where it just doesn't cost so much of you to be where you want to be in life. You got to like spread yourself enough that you don't hurt yourself, and you give opportunities to other people, and then everything just kind of comes together. I mean, I've just learned to be a better person in my actions and the things that I do, the way that I think, um, and just create, open waves so people can communicate and just be better, man. Just be a better person. It's weird, you see people, they might be bad people all their lives, but I'm just growing into a better person because I'm learning that throughout life you just have to create a better situation for yourself, and you can't do it by being unethical, and just mean and greedy. A lot of the business people, the bond agents and stuff, it's greed based. A lot of the people, this is just a money grabbing type of thing for them. But for me, it's a business, and I treat it like that. And I think that's where my success comes from. I don't overextend myself. I don't live outside my means. I'm not flashy, and I'm just like a common person. You could see me somewhere. People don't even. Sometimes I'm out and somebody will say, "Hey, man, that's Chuck Brown the Bondsman," and people be looking at me like, "No, it's not," because I'm so common. You know what I mean? Like this dude right here. Yeah, this dude right here. But it's a long history of this business in my family, and I hold it dear, man, to my heart.
So, Chuck, as we look to wrap up here today, what are the best ways for folks to stay connected with you and or to follow your bail bonds business
Oh wow,
or your other businesses as well? Don't want to
Well,
miss that.
Chuck Brown the Second Bell Bonds is on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I have a website, chuckbrown2ndbellbonds.com. You can go there and see all my locations and what we're doing there, my blogs and everything that we have there. As far as the music business, my record label is Oxford Records. It's also on all social media platforms. And my insurance agency, the Brown Agency, is also on all those platforms as well. Um, and I'm 24 hours. I'm in this thing till I'm in the grave, buddy. Till they drop the casket. This is what I'll be doing.
So, well, kudos to you, Chuck. I mean, just a crazy mix of businesses. You're juggling three different businesses, teams
Yeah,
across all of Ohio, growing into other states as well, and very active on through so many different channels. So,
yeah.
I'm curious for you, what are you inspired by today?
Oh man, I'm just inspired by the world, how it's changing, the business, how it's changing, and the fact that you just persevere and you keep going. I'm inspired by other people. Social media has given me a different aspect of life in different ways, because you get on there and you see so many things. You don't know if some of it's true or not, but like in the business here, I've seen this thing, the trends of what types of crimes are committed over 30 years. I've seen it go from drug dealing to uh human trafficking, to a lot of domestic violence. And the laws keep changing because, like, the justice system is a part of the government, right? So it has to survive. So the laws are being changed to make sure that these crimes are like, so take domestic violence for an example. It's a misdemeanor, right? But this business throughout the years in domestic violence creates situations where men or women can hurt or kill. So now they've created, and it's always been there, but they tack it on now because so many women have been murdered by the men that they're with. So now there's a new charge that they're created because of so many deaths from women. So if you grab a woman by the neck now, you're going to get a strangulation charge, which is a F3. So you see what I'm saying? The changes in the industry have been based on, the circumstances behind what men or women do in domestic violence situations. And that has been a big change in the industry here lately. And it's always changed.
Well, hey,
It's
Chuck, well, thank you for taking the time to share your story. Hope
for
our
sure.
listeners, I trust our listeners, got a lot of great factoids, great points to learn around leadership, juggling many businesses. But also, what I heard from you a lot was really just around your mindset, right? Hey, being
Yeah.
humble, how you treat others, no matter the circumstance, and in particular with the agents that you support, and making sure that they're winning, right? In
Yeah.
this, right, and they'll stay and prosper with you. So thank you for sharing your story.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I
Again,
appreciate the opportunity.
it's great having you here. Again, to our viewers, we're thrilled to have you join us here today. We encourage you to hit the like button to continue to share our message here, but also hit subscribe so you can receive future messages like you heard from our lifelong entrepreneur, Chuck Brown, here today. So with that, we thank you all and have a terrific day.
All right. Go action, coach.